No one expects danger to sound gentle, but sometimes the most harmful lies come wrapped in comfort. That night, Police Captain Aaron Blake didn't know it yet, but one quiet phone call was about to expose a crime that had been destroying families from the inside. Seniors were losing life savings, desperate people were selling everything they owned, and hope itself was being weaponized. And the worst part? No one wanted to talk about it. Shame kept them silent. Fear kept them trapped. Before we continue, if you enjoy real-life inspired stories that reveal hidden truths and restore faith in justice, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another powerful story from the Black Stories. Now let's get into this, because what this police captain did next shocked everyone. Captain Blake had been on the force for nearly 2 decades. He had seen theft, violence, and betrayal, but this case felt different. Detective Moore stood in his office and said, "Captain, there's a woman running private psychic sessions. No license, cash only. She promises healing, curse removal, and communication with loved ones." Blake frowned. "If she's breaking the law, why isn't she shut down?" Moore replied, "Because her victims won't testify. They're embarrassed." Some still believe her. That answer didn't sit right with Blake. Anyone who profited from grief crossed a line. Later that afternoon, Moore brought in a young man named Ethan. He looked exhausted, his shoulders heavy with stress and sadness. Blake offered him water and said calmly, "You're safe here. Take your time." Ethan took a breath. "My mother was the strongest person I knew. She raised me alone, worked nonstop, never complained. But when she got sick, she got scared. She didn't want to die." Ethan explained how his mother found the psychic online. At first it was small payments, then it became thousands. Then jewelry, then documents. "She said the spirits needed offerings," Ethan whispered. "She said more money meant more time." His eyes filled with tears. "My mom passed away 3 weeks ago, broke, still believing." The room went silent. Blake felt something tighten in his chest. "You did the right thing coming here," he said. "This ends now." Ethan wiped his face. "If there's anything I can do, I want justice." Blake nodded slowly. "There is." He knew they needed proof, real proof. This woman hid behind belief, fear, and silence. So instead of forcing victims forward, Blake decided to expose her using her own methods. Ethan agreed to help, even though fear sat heavy in his chest. 2 days later, Ethan walked into the psychic studio wearing a hidden microphone. The room was dark, filled with candles, incense, crystals, and soft music meant to calm your mind. The woman looked up slowly and said, "The energy feels restless tonight. What brings you here, child?" Ethan swallowed. "My mother passed recently. I heard you helped her. I just want to say goodbye." The woman closed her eyes and placed her hands on the table. "Her spirit is close," she whispered. "She hasn't crossed over yet." Ethan's heart raced. "Can I talk to her?" She paused dramatically. "Only if the connection is strong enough. Spirits require offerings." Ethan leaned forward. "Money?" She shook her head softly. "Not for me. For the other side." Ethan handed her cash. She accepted it without hesitation and began muttering softly, rocking back and forth as if listening to something invisible. "She's here," the woman said suddenly. "She says she loves you. That she didn't want to leave." Ethan's throat tightened. "Can you ask her something only she would know?" The woman paused. "She used to call you." "Her star." Ethan froze. "No, she didn't." Her eyes flickered. "Wait, no." "Sunshine." Ethan shook his head slowly. "No." Her voice sharpened instantly. "She's fading. The connection is weakening. You must give more offerings." Ethan hesitated. "This is everything I have." She grabbed the cash eagerly. "Yes, now she's clearer." Suddenly, a calm voice echoed through the room. "That's enough." The woman jumped. "Who's there?" The door opened, and Captain Blake walked in, badge visible. "I'm Captain Aaron Blake, City Police Department," he said calmly. "And the only thing fading here is your scam." Her face turned pale. You can't prove anything. Blake gestured toward Ethan. We can. And we have more. Officers entered behind him. You prey on grief, fear, and desperate families, Blake said. That's not healing. That's theft. The woman backed away. That's my money. Blake shook his head. No, that belongs to your victims. He placed her under arrest as she screamed in disbelief. Outside, Ethan stood silently as the woman was placed into a patrol car. He didn't feel victory. He felt relief. Blake walked over and placed a hand on his shoulder. Listen to me, he said softly. Your mother's strength lives in you. Not in anyone pretending to speak for the dead. Ethan nodded, tears in his eyes. She deserved better. She did, Blake replied. And because of you, others won't go through this. Over the following weeks, more victims came forward. Jewelry was recovered. Money was returned. Families finally spoke about what they'd been hiding. The city learned something important. Not all danger looks dangerous. Some danger sounds comforting. Some danger feels safe. And some danger pretends to be hope. That case became one Captain Blake shared with every rookie officer. He'd tell them, criminals don't always steal money. Sometimes they steal belief. And Ethan began volunteering at grief support groups, warning others about emotional manipulation. He'd say, real healing doesn't come from promises. It comes from people who stay with you. Stories like this are exactly why the Black Stories exists, to expose truth, protect the vulnerable, and remind us that courage often comes from ordinary people in unexpected moments. If this story moved you, shocked you, or made you think differently, drop a comment below and tell us what stood out. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it, because you never know whose life it might protect. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay connected for more powerful stories that restore faith in humanity.